We're doing some late night fantasy football live drafting. We're doing midnight mitten drafts, playoff fantasy football drafts, and we're taking your phone calls. So we got to jump in. It looks like we're getting really close. See this green meter at the top? It's literally at the edge. I'm going to jump into this draft right now. Clicking it with me right now. Clicking it, and then we'll do more. Okay, but I want to make sure I'm able to get in. Midnight mitten. Okay, I'm in there. 3 more to join. 3 more spots. Click it now because they might fill up. We'll do another. We'll do 1 or 2 more for sure. Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, good people? We are doing late night, midnight mitten drafts, fantasy football playoff live drafts right now. You see on the screen here. I've got this one going. It starts in 32 seconds. I had to click it because we weren't sure if it was going to time out, if we're going to be able to get into one before they ran out. The link I'll put in the live chat right now. That way you guys can jump in. Let me just grab that link and put it in there. This way you guys can jump in with me, and we will do these live drafts. 1 second. Let me just click on all this here. All right, save that. There we go. All right, I'm dropping the link in the live chat. We're going to pin it. Draft starts in 2 seconds here. 1 or 2 of you might have got in this in time. I dropped it right as we walked in the door here. Underdog. Okay, so here's the link. Looks like I'll be on the clock here. 1 second. Here's the link. I'm pinning it. Use code SMITTY on Underdog. They'll match up to $100 on your first deposit. So go to Underdog Fantasy, promo code SMITTY. They'll match up to $100 in your first deposit. I'm up. It went Mahomes, Josh Allen. I'm going to go Christian McCaffrey here. And you keep your players through the whole playoffs. So the point is to try and you want to have at least 5 players still active by the time you get to the Super Bowl round. Every playoff round is a round. So let's look at the big board here as we go. So it went Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey, Jalen Hurts, Travis Kelce, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase at the 6-7. I love that 6 and 7 stack there. Debo and Travis Kelce, Jalen Hurts, and then this guy's on the clock, and then I'm up. So let me go over and just kind of take a peek. So I've got kind of hoping Diggs. Okay, so I wouldn't mind Debo here because I got McCaffrey. Diggs is pretty phenomenal. McKinnon's really, really solid. And the fact that I'll already have McCaffrey. Let's go Diggs. Because I need a wide receiver. I already got McCaffrey. I like that. That's pretty solid. Diggs that late's pretty good. So I've got an AFC wide receiver in Stephon Diggs. So I'm rooting clearly on this particular contest. I'm rooting for McCaffrey, a Niner versus Buffalo Bill. Stephon Diggs Super Bowl matchup, which is clearly a possible scenario. So now I need to go over, and the problem is going to be my quarterback at this point. Gosh. This is tough when you don't take one of those signal callers, you know. Now I'm left picking against my picks here, you know. Part of me wonders, like, jeez, man. I guess I gotta go. I hate the way this looks right now. Without a quarterback, that's so rough. That's why it's so rough. When you get a top 3 pick and you go McCaffrey instead of Jalen Hurts, it just makes it really, really tough. But then again, you know, I mean, if I've got McCaffrey and Diggs in a final, it's going to be pretty good, you know. It's just I'm not going to have a quarterback. I was hoping Brock Purdy would have fallen to my 3rd pick, but he didn't. So, you know, we'll see what's up. I mean, I could go Trevor Lawrence here, get potential of more quarterback play, you know, at least get as far as I can into the man. Okay, so I need Niners and I need Buffalo Bills. They're not really presenting themselves as an option. Barkley, should I go Barkley? could be my flex. Higgins or Barkley. Let's just go Barkley. Man. You never know. You try and get through the first round or two. Yeah. Looking back on it, I mean, look. I could have gone Purdy instead of Diggs, but I thought maybe... I didn't think this guy at number 2 pick... Because, look, Mahomes and Josh Allen had already gone. So I figured I was going to get Brock Purdy on the comeback. But this dude drafted at the 2 spot. I don't know if that's one of our guys. Drafted 2 quarterbacks, one Brock Purdy. I don't know. In a 1 QB league. I mean, it could work out, but at the same time, it's like I didn't expect him to take Brock Purdy as that guy. I've done that with Mahomes and Burrow. But that was a little weird. More unusual. Like, that guy kind of screwed up everyone's bracket, everybody's team, including his own. All right, I'm on the clock here. Let's go wide receiver. T. Higgins is still there. That's pretty good. Trevor Lawrence is still there. I hope these guys don't go quarterback again. I'll go T. Higgins. I doubt Trevor Lawrence makes it. But that's not bad. I mean, I'm going to have some... It's going to be tough to win it all with this ticket, to be honest with you, with this team. Only because I can't guarantee myself the way I'm drafting. This is a team that's going to maybe get like a round or drop a round too early. Or I get to the big dance. Let's say I get to the final round. This team could get to the final round. But then how do I win with just McCaffrey versus like Diggs, for example? But hey, man, they're fun regardless. And they don't all go your way. You know, not every one of these goes your way. We can maybe take Boyd. We have Dak, so we could start grabbing some combos here in hopes that something happens. Casey, I mean, Pacheco's pretty good. I'll maybe take like Jordan Mason later. Dalton Schultz, Pacheco. I need wide receivers though. Boyd, Ingram. Trevor Lawrence is still there. Might as well. Better take a gamble on Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, I got him, Josh. I mean, at least I got some potential QB play for a little while, hopefully. Pacheco would have been a guy I would have. But I got 2 RBs. So if we look at my squad here, I got Dak, I got Trevor Lawrence. Not great quarterback play all the way through, but at least I get some points here in the first maybe 2 rounds, hopefully. Barkley, McCaffrey, Diggs, Higgins. It's a really good team. It's a team that could definitely make it to the finals, but it doesn't feel like a team that could win the finals is the unfortunate part. But we'll see. You never know. You never, ever know. All right, where are we going with this? Boyd's still there. We could go... I guess we go Boyd. All right, I'm going to open the phone line while I do this.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Appreciate you all filing on in. Hit that thumb up button anywhere in the door. And then we'll get into another draft right after this. Evan Ingram. Got 3 picks left and we're going right into another draft. Hopefully they're still open by the time we're up. Okay. Zay. I've got Trevor Lawrence. Hodgins. I got Barkley. I guess Shakir and Beasley because I've got Diggs. Richie James. I don't know. This feels pretty weird. What if I went with like Gardner Minshew just as a security blanket? You never know, bro. You never know. I'll maybe do that at the very end. Let's go to my queue. Let's just say, you know what? I'm just going best player available at this point. Burrow Chase stack. Let's go. Is that you, Travis, at the end? You got Burrow Chase, CD, Brandon Ayuk, Joe Mixon. Nice. I like that. I really want the Burrow Chase stack. On the mittens are the mittens are back. What is this called? The mittens are back. Okay. Mitchell's gone, I'm sure. Mitchell's gone. Hodgins. Cole Beasley. Man, my Q got blasted. Let's go Jordan Mason. For good measure.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
All right, what am I going to do here? Go wide receiver. I don't know. What are you gonna do? We'll do the Gardner Minshew approach. My draft is crawling in the 7th round. Boy. Let's go Gardner Minshew just in case. That'd be so funny if this team went all the way. And like I mean, I don't have enough Eagles anyway, but Gardner Minshew wins it. You imagine? Okay, I'm gonna jump out. I would review all that, but look at this. Oh my God, they're like full. We got to get in. Okay, click it now. 5, 4, 3, 2. Ah, no, they're gone. They're gone. They're gone, broskies. If I go back, I bet they're gone. Mitten returns again. Oh, they're gone. Woof, there's a problem here. Try again. Man. We got one in. I hope they got to bring them back again. The mid returns again and again. You know, maybe they do one next round. I don't know if they do them with only 2 rounds. Oh, that sucks. I know a lot of you guys don't want to jump. I mean, you can jump in the gauntlet returns to $25 an entry, but those are still fun. Man, unbelievable. Let's try one more time just in case. Yeah, they're done. They're done. Let's do one pick'em here. Well, I'm gonna tell you my favorite pick'em. So go over to the pick'em tab. I'm gonna click on NFL. Let's see here. I wasn't even showing you guys. So here, look, Mitten returns again. You click on it. There's an error. That means that they're out. Okay, we're gonna go to the pick'ems. NFL. Trevor Lawrence, 1.2 or 1.5 TD passes, higher than that. I think he'll probably do that. Let's come back to that one. ETN, 92 total yards. I'm tempted on that. Zay Jones, 52 yards. I'm tempted on that. Evan Ingram, 48 yards. Doesn't that feel like a lock? You can have those games, though. But that's a good one. All right, Mahomie, 2.5 TDs. 346 is a big yardage number. I almost feel like undering that. I mean, 224, 328, 202. I might go under on that. 346. Oh, total yards. Still. What do you guys think on that? Under 3. We're going to go lower than that, right? Lower than 346, right? That feels like a high number. I know it could be one of those games, but 346. I'm going to go lower on that one. I don't do a lot of lowers, so I'm going to go lower. Pacheco, 61.5. I feel like that should be higher. McKinnon, 61.5. Do I go higher on both of these? 61.5 total yards for both McKinnon and Pacheco. Problem is, one's going to go nuts, the other won't do much. But that's pretty good. I think I'm going to do that's. It's a little bit risky to do higher on two running backs on the same team, but don't you kind of feel like that's a good one? What's up, Sam? What's up, Avatar? Avatar in the building. Travis Rowe, Double A, East Coast Tatty, Casey, Bill Scott, Sammy, Josh, Peanut Butter. First in the building was Raphael, Travis Rowe, your boy Rick, Tron Force. Appreciate you all, Peanut Butter. Appreciate you guys coming in here. Higher on McKinnon. I did higher on McKinnon. Pacheco, I feel like. What's Pacheco's rushing? 64, 31, 58. I feel like that's a good number. Travis Kelce, 80 receiving yards. We got to watch him in the playoffs and make sure he... .5 receptions. Let's see here. That seems like a lot. Let's see. Oh, Pacheco rushing yards only, you're saying? 53. Yeah, maybe I do like that one better. I'm going to switch. A good call. Who was that? That was Travis. Yeah, I like that one. I'm going to switch it. That way I'm not reliant on any extra yardage when he's not catching passes. I like that. Good call. And maybe let's look at McKinnon's receiving yards, 34. Maybe I'd rather just take that. I think I like where you're headed with this. 34 receiving yards. I mean, his receiving totals, yeah. I mean, last game, 0 and a touchdown. He had 2 catches for 0 yards and a touchdown, but I think he's pretty good for catching some footballs. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I mean, McKinnon does run some. That's going to tear me up if McKinnon has like a 45-yard run. But, what does receptions look like? Maybe 4.5 receptions is the way to go. 6, 4, 7. Or no. Sorry. His receptions were 2, 5, and 3. 2, 5, and 3. Ron, I missed your call. Call back one more time. 2, 5, and 3. Let's see what Ron thinks on these. McKinnon. Kelce, I kind of feel like doing the under on 80.5 yards. I don't know why. Kelce's been... It's been a little bit... not himself consistently. Kadarius Toney, 31 yards. What's he been doing? 18, 71, 8. Very inconsistent. I don't know. What's up, Ron? You're live.
Hey, what's going on? I missed the draft that you were in. I ended up with almost the same situation, but I got lucky. In mine, I was in the 6th spot. So in my draft, I got Purdy, McCaffrey, Kittle, Ayuk, and James Cook, Travis Etienne, Zay Jones, McKenzie, Shakir, and Naheem Hines. From the 6th spot. That was my team. But, yeah, you're doing the pick'ems now.
Yeah, Underdog, they'll match up to $100 in your first deposit. I dropped the link in the live chat. It's pinned. The link's in the description. And, again, you drop 50, they'll give you 50. You drop 100, they'll give you 100. So, bonus match up to 100. I've got, do you like McKinnon over 34.5 rushing yards or 61.5 total yards? I'm sorry, McKinnon 34.5 receiving yards or 61.5 total.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Better than, because he receives most of everything.
Yeah, so take a little less yardage and not count on any rushing. But do you put Pacheco and McKinnon on the same contest? And so like 53.5 rushing yards.
I mean, you can if you
I think
that McKinnon's tough to do.
Yeah, I put low. I put yeah. So I'm going lower on the 346.5 total yards on Mahomes.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't that seem like a lot? 346.5 total yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going lower on that. I'm going higher on 53.5 rushing for Pacheco. I'm going higher on 34.5 receiving for McKinnon. I kind of want to do the under on Kelsey, 80.5 yards. He's been kind of, he did have that 113-yard game against Seattle, but 38 yards, 43 yards. Kind of feel like Kelsey's been hard to predict lately.
I did two, and I didn't do any Kansas City Chiefs. I did the opposite. I did the Jaguars. I did Christian Kirk higher than 66.5 receiving yards. I did Jalen Hurts at a rushing touchdown, and Trevor Lawrence at 1.5 passing TDs.
What about
Barkley? I did.
What about ETN?
I did Barkley at 0.5 rushing plus receiving TDs, and I did A.J. Brown at over 74.5 receiving yards.
What about ETN? 70.5 rushing yards. Not bad.
I didn't do any ETN.
Only
I did a
concern.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. If you have to pick,
over 0.5.
if you have to pick one or the other, Pacheco, 53.5 rushing, or McKinnon, 34.5 receiving, or both. Let's leave both in. That's a tough one.
McKinnon or Pacheco, you want to know which one to pick?
Well, I might leave them both in, but which one do you like better? Pacheco over higher than 53.5 receiving yards, or McKinnon higher than 34 point... I'm sorry. Pacheco, 53.5 rushing. McKinnon, 34.5 receiving. 34.5 is not bad. That's a really good one. But Pacheco could rush for 50 yards easy. Chat, what do you think? I'm going to leave him in.
Pacheco, well, just to give you a little... last time they faced in Week 10, Pacheco ran for 82 yards.
Yeah.
And McKinnon received 56 yards. 6 receptions for 56 yards. So it's not a bad idea to leave them both in, because last time they faced each other, they both did rather well. They both reached that point right there.
Barkley,
I
like this one. Did I hear you say you liked it as well? Barkley, 0.5 rushing receiving TDs.
Yep, I did that one.
Yeah, I like that one. Jalen Hurts. Vamp said Jalen Hurts, 0.5 rushing TDs. I do kind of like that, but the Niners are really tough against the run, but we're talking about a running quarterback, and the Niners are not that amazing against running quarterbacks, historically speaking, but their defense is a different beast right now. But that is kind of a fun one. For Hurts, rushing touchdown. Because the Niners stop rushing.
Hurts isn't playing the Niners.
I'm sorry, the Giants. I'm sorry, the Giants.
Giants.
I'm sorry, my bad. I don't know what I'm on zero sleep, bro. That's next round. That's next round.
The first
I'm a round ahead.
That the Giants and Philly faced, I think Hurts had 1 or 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm a round ahead. I'm thinking of next week.
Yeah, you're around ahead. You're already going to the NFC.
I know. I'm in the championship. So Hurts rushing touchdown, Barkley rushing or receiving touchdown, McKinnon 34.5 receiving yards, Pacheco 53.5 rushing yards, and Mahomes under 346. Now, I might want to take that one out. Because Mahomes
Yeah,
is...
because it's been close. Last time they played each other, Mahomes had 4 touchdowns and passed for 331 yards.
Let's go... What about Hodgins? What's he got? 45 receiving yards. I feel like he's going to do that. I might go Hodgins.
I did Kirsten McCaffrey 0.5 rushing TDs, and I did A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith higher.
East Coast Daddy. Smitty ahead of the curve again. I don't know why I was thinking championship game already. I don't know why. You know what it is I'm used to trying to predict what the playoff drafting is like. Okay, the Niners facing the Eagles, getting into round 2, of these drafts. you need to have people in that NFC championship game. So I'm thinking about the Eagles.
I think one of the unfavored teams is going to win this weekend. Whether it's Dallas, whether it's the Giants, whether it's Jacksonville, or whether it's Cincinnati. One of them's going to beat the favorite. And I have a weird feeling that Jacksonville could be that team.
I'm going to go Hodgins 45.5 receiving yards. So I have Pacheco. I have Pacheco over 53 rushing, McKinnon over 34.5 receiving, Barkley 1 touchdown, Hodgins 45.5 receiving yards, Hurts 1 touchdown. I like that. That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I just did 2 of them so far. So
let's just do a bunch. I'm going to do this one real quick. Let's do that one. Boom.
Yeah, I told you that it's going to fill up fast.
Yeah, dude, it's always right when I'm going live. It's like filling immediately.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
You need to go live like half hour earlier. You could have got at least 2 in.
Let's go. Jalen Hurts. I like that 0.5 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts.
Huh?
I'm going Jalen Hurts 0.5 touchdowns again. I'm going. Man, I don't trust Mixon. Higgins 67 yards. I'm gonna stay away from this Bengal game right now. I don't wanna be pissed off while I'm watching that game. I wanna be just completely commitment free.
Which game's that?
The Bengal game.
Oh,
I don't want to be rooting for Burrow and Chase and Higgins for like a contest and then be sitting there upset about it when they're winning the game or something. So I'm just gonna stay away from it. I don't want to have any negativity there. I'm gonna go this Niner game. Let's see. We got Hurts with the touchdown run. Okay. Dak. They got anything for INTs for Dak? They do not.
INTs for Dak.
Dak. I wanted a category for interceptions for Dak.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't keep thinking Dallas, or I'm sorry, I can't keep thinking Niners versus Philly. It's still on my mind. I'm still thinking, okay, so I'm around ahead right now, bro. I can't get my mind out of that, out of the DFS drafting for a playoff team. I keep thinking the Niners are already facing the Eagles. Sorry, Dallas fans. I'm jumping the gun. No, but I'm saying I wish Dak. Sir, go ahead.
I said Dak has thrown 15 interceptions this year.
That's what I'm saying. I wish they had an INT category.
Yeah.
Pollard. I don't want to bet against Pollard, bro. Let's see here. CeeDee Lamb. Brock Purdy. I think Purdy throws an INT.
You think what?
I think Purdy throws an INT.
You think he's going to throw an INT?
I do. I'm not saying they don't win. I'm not saying he doesn't do good. I just think, this is a tough defense. They're hungry. They're both opportunistic defenses. And I think ultimately the Niners defense is too tough, but I think they'll give Brock Purdy some havoc.
They could. But you also know that he's really good at getting out of the pocket and making those short throws.
CMC.
And it seems like they're keeping him out of those type of situations, but I mean, it could happen.
CMC 65 yards rushing. I know it'll be tough, but that seems pretty good. What's better, the rushing touchdown?
With him. Yeah, but that's the problem. You're taking a chance with that because half the time he gets a rushing touchdown, the other half of the time it's a receiving touchdown.
Yeah.
You don't know which one you're going to get out of him.
I kind of want that 65-yard rushing.
And then when you think when they get down the goal line, they bring in what's his name, and he doesn't get a chance to rush the ball in it.
Then again, his receiving yardage is pretty good too. 36.5 receiving yards is pretty darn easy. I don't know what's easier to hit. The 36.5 receiving yards for CMC. Take a little dump like 20 yards in one play. And his last 3 games here, 17, 34, 72. It's close.
One little thing I've noticed about Purdy, if you're going to say anything maybe negative about Purdy, is he's not as accurate with the long ball as he is with the short passes. He's really accurate with the short passes, but the long ball he's not as accurate with.
Robbie Gould should have 2 field goals. I've never done it.
Scoring touchdown.
I've never done a kicker one, bro. 2 field goals for Robbie Gould. That feels like a lock. Chat, you like that? Robbie Gould, 2 field goals. He's got, I think this is going to be one of those games where
Robbie Gould.
Debo, let's see. Let's go Christian McCaffrey. I'm going rushing. I'm going 65.5 rushing yards. Mitchell, I even want to go 30 yards Mitchell. I feel like Mitchell can do that. You know what? I'm going to bank on the run. I'm going to go 30 yards Mitchell, 65.5. What's Kittle been pulling in on the average? Kittle hasn't had over...
I wouldn't do the Mitchell one.
I think they're gonna not want to. They're not gonna want to. Yeah, but Mitchell. Look at Mitchell's last handful of games, man. 55. I mean,
he ran 9 times for 2 yards.
But the 2 games before 55, 35, and I think they might feed him.
Don't know. I just know in the last game he got 2 yards.
And Kittle's been getting touchdowns. Kittle's been getting touchdowns.
You don't know what chance.
I'm going under on Kittle. Go lower. Robbie Gould. Higher. That's the weirdest contest I've ever created. Hurts, 1 rushing touchdown. McCaffrey over 65.5 rushing yards. Mitchell over 30.5 rushing yards. Kittle under 48.5 receiving yards. And Robbie Gould over 2 field goals. Let's do it. I just got a gut feeling that was a good one.
You took a kicker. That's amazing.
I did. All right, guys, you should do these. They're really fun, and $5 will get you $100 if you land it. So I mean, they're really fun. Yeah, I think Mitchell will get. I think Mitchell feels like a huge. No, I'm not a Niner fan, Vampy, but I do trust that they'll probably at some point be running the ball, to run the clock out. And I know Shanahan takes his foot off the gas, and I could just see him running. They're either up and they're running the ball, or he takes his foot off the gas and they're running the ball. But I feel like McCaffrey could break off, a 30 or 40-yard run at any point during the game. So 65.5 yards feels like a lock for me for McCaffrey. And then Mitchell, they want to keep McCaffrey healthy enough to get through the entire playoffs. So I kind of feel like they're going to use Mitchell a little bit. And Kittle hasn't been hitting that receiving yard number, but he's been catching the touchdowns. So I don't know. That one's tough.
Yeah, especially with Debo back. When Debo was out, Kittle got a lot of action, but now Debo's back, so Kittle suffers from that.
Yeah, Kittle could have 2 touchdowns, but at 48 yards, I feel pretty good about 48.5 yards. And I'm banking on a run oriented game. I think Shanahan's going to be nervous with Purdy. And I wonder how he's going to use him, if he's going to hold him back a little and just run a little bit more. Which, running McCaffrey's fine. Like I thought on the first drive against Seattle, they didn't use McCaffrey like they should have, and that's why they ended up not, converting. But I feel like when they started to lean on McCaffrey again, everything just went well. They're 11-0 with McCaffrey. I mean, come on. It's been unbelievable. They're 11-0 when McCaffrey's been in the lineup. 11-0. It's crazy. He's a difference maker.
It is.
If they didn't make that trade, there would be no 49ers run. I mean, it wouldn't even. It's not. It's CMC's the one that's done it.
And I was remember back then. I was a big. I was livid when CMC went to 49ers.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy about that at all, but hey, I was wrong and it worked out.
True Penguin wants to know if the 7th Moon Man dropped today. You bet your bottom dollar it dropped today. Here is the Moon Man number 7.
The Moon Man dropping loads in outer space.
QB unknown, the first Moon Man ever to be a mystery to even me. 2023 Dolphins quarterback. Now, this is subject to change, obviously. We the Moon Men get locked in once the season starts or right before the season starts. But, a lot of this is preemptive stuff, things to get you guys, in strong position for your drafts, for your trades. And Miami's, in my opinion, really likely to have Lamar, Brady, A-Rod, or let's say a Trey Lance trade happen, just because I know how much Miami Mike McDaniel, the coach of the Miami Niners, he loves his Niners. He's Wilson, Mostert, he brings over everybody he can, and I think there's a real strong shot he would contemplate a Trey Lance trade if it was available, and I think Trey is going to request a trade at some point, but I don't think he's the most likely of the scenario here. I think Lamar, Brady, A-Rod. Now, Lamar is going to get franchise tagged. I don't think he wants to stay in Baltimore, and I know a lot of people say money talks. Well, he could get that money anywhere, wherever he goes. In fact, he's going to get more money if he's traded than if he stays, because you negotiate a contract before a trade's executed. If you franchise tag, especially when you franchise tag a player, that trade is not executed until the two parties, the traded player and the incoming, the receiving team, work out a contract, a new contract that gets announced almost simultaneously, because you would not make a trade blindly for a player that's franchise tagged to have them just hold out and say, no, that's not going to happen. So if Lamar does say, I want $230 million guaranteed dollars, which the Baltimore Ravens have decided they don't want to do that, and I don't blame them, maybe Miami Mike would. And he's so aggressive, the way he went after Tyreek Hill, the way he's been trading, going after players he wants, would not shock me at all if they figure out how to make the money work on that. And money can be moved around. The salary cap increases this offseason. There's a lot of ways to make that stuff work. That's why an A-Rod trade is very doable. They could trade for A-Rod. I think A-Rod, Brady, Lamar, or something still very shockingly cool like Trey Lance would likely be the scenario here. So Moonman number 7 is the Miami Dolphin quarterback, because we saw Tua turn into a top 5 quarterback, and Tua was no top 5 quarterback. I think we kind of knew that, and he played at that level, so it was what it was. But I think defenses started to figure him out a little bit, and there's no way Tua's going to stay healthy. There's just no way. Brady in Las Vegas, sure. I mean, I've got these options here: Lamar, Brady, and A-Rod in Las Vegas. I've got Brady and A-Rod as potential jet landing spots. A-Rod does not want to be in Green Bay, but then again, we knew he didn't want to be in Green Bay last year. Ron, do you think that he thought he was going to Denver, and when that Russell Wilson trade, which was so kept under wraps, was announced, that he just kind of backed into Green Bay? I kind of feel like that's what he did. I think he's arrogant enough. And you guys know I love A-Rod. I love A-Rod in all of his arrogance. I do. I think he's an awesome personality, and he's fun for me. Like, we did that 10-hour live stream. Ron, were you were here for that? Yeah, right?
Yeah. You know what I think? I think I can't picture Brady in a Raiders uniform. I think Brady goes to Miami, and I think A-Rod goes to the Raiders.
Yeah, I could see that. That
makes the most sense to me.
I mean, I have that here lined up. I've A-Rod as the most likely Raider, play with Devontae Adams, and if Lamar doesn't get traded, then Brady's my top Miami pick. The Jets might be the one team out of the 3 that don't land one of these guys. Like, I feel like Miami's almost a sure.
You forgot about is, well, maybe you didn't forget about, but if Brady leaves Tampa Bay is going to need a quarterback.
Yeah.
Why can't Lamar go to Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I mean, that's possible. The only thing I'd say is I feel like if if Brady leaves Tampa, they're just going to rebuild, but it's possible. It's certainly possible. But I think that the Jets, like,
they get a quarterback with Evans there and Godwin.
I mean, we'll see. But Miami feels like the most likely lock to get one of these, 3 quarterbacks. I'm just going to take Trey off right now because too many people they're getting distracted with this. We threw it up on there because it's a possibility. But these 3 right here, I feel like Miami's almost virtual lock to have one of these 3 signal callers. Because think about it. If you were a quarterback right now, Ron, and you were trying to win a Super Bowl, which Lamar's trying to do too, and he's a running quarterback, his body's getting beat up more and more every year. But Brady and A-Rod specifically, that's why they're staying, to win one more Super Bowl. What is the most attractive landing spot? The Raiders, and then probably Miami Dolphins number 1, Raiders 2, or you could say Devontae Adams and Darren Waller's as attractive to, especially an A-Rod. A-Rod would he would do so well with Darren Waller if Waller could stay healthy. That's something that A-Rod's been wanting, an elite tight end of that caliber for years. And there have been plenty of opportunities, even dating back to Claypool, who's a receiver, but he's like a tight end / receiver. Like, I thought Green Bay and Claypool were the perfect fit. But A-Rod's been dreaming of a tight end like Waller. Waller and Devontae Adams, unbelievable. And they'd be attractive for a running back landing spot for free agency, or they could draft one because, they have a pick that could get that done.
Let's take it a little deeper than that. You don't think Brady would, not Brady, but Aaron would love a dependable receiver that he could go to, like Renfro?
Yeah, no, I do.
I think.
But don't you think that the most attractive spot probably is Miami, though? Like, if just because you get Tyreek Hill, you get Waddle, and then you get a offensive-minded coach that his scheme is what created Deebo Samuel. Like, the Deebo Samuel we know now is, from what I hear, is more Miami Mike McDaniel than it really is Shanahan. Even though Shanahan's system, it was all built in. This guy's aggressive. Mike McDaniel's aggressive, and I think that if I was a quarterback and I had 1 year left, and you're trying to win a championship, you've seen what the Raiders just did, crapping the bed as a whole, as an organization, as a team. Granted, A-Rod, Brady, Lamar, they're going to think I could go change that, right? But you're going to probably lose Josh Jacobs, and the Raiders are just not as good a team set up, I think, to win as Miami. Miami's got an offensive-minded coach, a coach that took his team to the playoffs, played with a third-string quarterback, and has the most dynamic wide receiver room in the entire National Football League. I think if you get an elite passer throwing to him, I don't know. I feel like Miami's the most attractive. So my point isn't that you were either right or wrong on the order of it or whatever, but I just feel like this is almost a guaranteed attractive landing spot to these three guys. One of them will be there. It's the most attractive landing spot. I highly doubt it stays vacant to the point where they can't get one of the three in a trade or Brady assigning, and then they got to go resort to a Derek Carr, which would still be suitable for production, but it wouldn't be a quarterback we'd want to start necessarily. Although it could turn out to be Tua, where you're like, I don't want to start it, and then Carr produces top 6 quarterback numbers because it's Miami Mike's offense.
Yeah. How I see Brady going to the Raiders would be because of the head coach.
You don't think Brady would love to play with Miami Mike, though?
Yeah, but do you think that he already knows the head coach? I mean, he spent years under McDaniel.
I hear you.
So you don't think Brady knows he can walk in there and the offense will be set up exactly how he wants it to be?
Yeah, I mean, they're both great.
Have that familiarity.
That's why I have all three of these guys with these two landing spots. They're the most attractive landing spots by far. But I just think Miami feels more capable of winning, especially when you talk about a coach like Mike McDaniel. Just, dude, in 1 year, look what he did. In 1 year, look what he did. If he just had another quarterback. And I don't think he's going to risk, because in his mind it's a risk going into 2023, putting it on Tua. Why would you do that? You just were shown what happens if you do that. Why on earth would he risk it? He's not. He's going to get so aggressive, I think.
If you're Miami Mike, which quarterback do you go after? Tom Brady in his 7 Super Bowls outweigh Aaron Rodgers in his 1 Super Bowl? How do you determine that? What do you think he goes after?
I think you go after Tom Brady. I think you go after Tom. I know a lot of people think he's washed up and done, but I think Miami Mike goes after Tom Brady. However, if I was looking at this from a skill perspective and I took out the mental advantage you have in getting a Tom Brady in there, like that's a huge, I mean, there's a lot of mental, he may lose a little bit with his arm, but the dude's smarter than ever. He's gonna be. You give him the weapons and the offense like that, even if he dropped off a little bit, let's say, you're not gonna notice that because he's got weapons all around him. That in an aggressive system, it'd be so fun. It'd be so fun to command that arsenal of weapons. But I don't know. You might consider. Yeah, you go Tom Brady.
Isn't it kind of funny because remember we were talking about, and I think there's a lot of things. If you look at Tom Brady, I mean, their season was subpar. I mean, they had a losing season, but they made the playoffs. And part of the reason is their offensive line was decimated for a lot of the season. The other thing is, and it goes back to your point you made when Tom Brady missed training camp for 10 days, and he didn't build up that rapport with the receivers and stuff. Because I think that was big because especially him and Evans weren't connecting. They weren't like on the same page for a lot of the year.
Well, remember, I went live on that, and I beat a dead horse on the fact that something was wrong. Everyone's like, no, he's just taking time with his family. I'm like, no. Tom Brady does not take off August. That would be like me saying, I'm not going to be around for week 16 and week 17 and week 18. I'm just going to go on a vacation. Yeah, Smitty deserves it. I mean, some people will come out like Rock Out and Vamp, the OGs. Vamp would somehow and Rock Out somehow have a positive thing to say about me. They go be like, Smitty works hard for his guy, and I appreciate that. I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in nothing but the positive way. But it's like some people would be like, Smitty's the man. He deserves it. But everybody I would be deserved to be chastised for that. If I was to leave everyone hanging in week 16, week 17, or not show up in August for fantasy football drafts, and like Brady missing that, it was so clear as day. There was a emergency like trauma in his life, and sure enough, it was a divorce, which is one of the top 3 most stressful situations for a human being to go through. And I mean, I think Yeah, I think it was very easy, but everyone's like, no, he's fine. I'm like, no, and I was going live I went live like 5 times on it in like a 24-hour period. Like, listen to me. There's something wrong, everyone.
Hey, Vamp, you don't got to worry that Smitty barely made it through 2 days without being in his studio. You think he's going to miss a whole week 16?
Right.
You're crazy.
I had 3 shows. 2 pre-recorded and then 1 late night live stream, and I barely didn't get to I was gonna do another live stream last night, but I just couldn't get back to the hotel in time, and I was like, it's too late. Yeah, and here's the other thing. I know everyone thinks this is not realistic right now. I promise you that it's gonna be a conversation unless one thing happens. But I think Tom Brady to the Niners is still on the table. And you got to understand that it's not a trade anymore. He gets to go where he wants. And Tom Brady's going to want to go to the 49ers. That's been his dream since he was a little boy. He stopped and took photos, remember, during the pregame, and everybody saw it. He's calculated with it. Let's stir up some conversation. Like, he's a smart guy. And the only way that doesn't happen to where it's like, no, it's an afterthought. Like, we're not even going to consider it. It's a stupid idea. We're not doing it. Is if the Niners win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. If they fall short, even one game, it's going to be a conversation. I'm not saying the Niners will for sure do it, but you got to understand they're not giving up draft capital anymore. You're not, and there's still a lot of logic behind saying Brock Purdy came in as an injury happened, and he's going to be the future, and he's going to get groomed behind Tom Brady for a year and then come in and start again. There's nothing, if you're a coach, there's nothing wrong with that. And if you think you could win, it's possible. I think a lot of people are going to act like it's impossible. All right, you're crazy. Like, I hear crazy all the time. That's fine. I don't care about that. But it's a possibility. If the Niners don't go all the way, if they go all the way, you have nothing left to do if you want a Super Bowl. If you want a Super Bowl, you run it back. And with Purdy being already under contract and a cheap contract at that, if you want a Super Bowl with Purdy, then there's nothing to say, hey, but what if we do this? You just won. So that's why that's the one thing that would rule it out. Because if Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl, why does he need to be under anybody's, tutelage? But if he falls short even by one game and Tom Brady picks up the phone and calls Kyle Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan's going to be interested. But it had to be a Super Bowl win.
Do you think interested? Because if you're Brady and you're going to be 46 years old and you already saw Trey Lance get taken out by Shanahan's bad use of the quarterback, broken ankle, and then Garoppolo taken out because of Shanahan's bad call with the quarterback, why would you even want to go there at 46 years old and risk an injury where you're not even going to maybe even finish the year?
I don't think he thinks like that. I don't think anybody really does. Not to mention he's not a running quarterback at all. He runs like a turtle. There's no way you're designing any runs for Tom Brady. And he's an egotistical enough person to say, I'm not doing that. I'm not running up the gut. I'm too old for that. I'm not doing that play. That's another reason why I think Shanahan didn't bring him in. Shanahan's ego is the size of my room here. And he didn't want to have a QB that knew more than him because then he didn't have control. He's such a control freak, and it may be why he doesn't end up signing Tom Brady anyway, and he wants to bring Purdy back is because he doesn't want to have somebody smarter than him in the room. And Tom Brady knows more than anybody. Like you can't like, I mean, you can teach him to run your offense, but you can't teach him football. And so I have a feeling that would be hard for Shanahan. His ego is just too massive. But I
really think Brady can command where he wants to go, and I don't think it's going to be the 40. I mean, you're right.
What's up, Joe?
Anything's possible, but I don't think a 2% chance of happening.
Appreciate your super chat, Joe.
There's better prospects the other two teams.
Yeah, let me get these super chats out of the way here. I like Will Levi in the right situation, could be the best QB in this class, says TM42. Appreciate you, TM. Josh Allen potential. Thank you for that. Yeah, you'll see my QB evaluations really soon, TM42. It's gonna be awesome. So hang tight. Who goes live late at night? Nobody, only Smitty. Thank you, Rockout. Appreciate you. Rockout. Dibbin, my boy Dibbin. Miami property taxes. Yeah, but you know, the thing about contracts is that gets negotiated in. When Devontae Adams was tagged and then traded, the Green Bay Packers offered him more money to stay in Green Bay before they decided to let him go. And he said no. He'd rather go to the Raiders, and they offered him more money so that the two deals would be even because of the taxes. So, you know, these agents and the contracts get cooked up in ways that gets taken care of. Heating Up Podcast, appreciate your super chat. Grade the slip: Hodgins TD, Daniel Jones TD, Barkley less than 94. I'm sure you're saying less than 94.5 rushing yards. Giants 24.5 points scored. Eagles up. I like it, bro. That I mean, you could go either way on Barkley. I mean, that's why they put that number right there, because it's going to be really close. Giants 24.5 points. Greater than 24.5 points. Okay, Barkley. I think you're saying Barkley over 94.5. I like it. I think it could work out well. I like the Barkley touchdown a little better than the yardage, and I think Ron Navy said that too. So good job. I appreciate you, man. Ian Smith, a moon man. Not yet, broski. Jackson, not yet. Wait, Ian, and we'll be talking about all the other players that might be potentially Moon Man very, very soon. But I mean, we're gonna have Moon Man open all year, so it's not like I can't add. I'm gonna add one in August. I'm gonna add them a lot, but I want to make sure we don't fill up too many. I think how many Moon Men did we have last year? Let's pull up last year's Moon Man. Let's see. Hold on. This is this year's.
The Moon Men.
We got 7 already.
We had like
in outer space.
Moon Men last year.
The Moon Men.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
In outer space.
15. It's not like we can't have 20, but I don't think I want to go much over 10 if possible. But I don't know. I got to slow down. But I'll just swap one. Like if I'm not feeling one of them, in June, like I'll bump one. It's not like they got to stay locked in. This is more about, I think if we take someone off, we'll put them in the quarter just for record, and like maybe just like if they get hurt or something. But we'll definitely have like about 15 locked in. Maybe an alternate list or something down at the bottom that might get bumped. Rams almost mortgaged their future on trading picks. Zay Flowers is a beast.
You'll have some of the men graduate to Mars men, so
that's true.
You can make the Mars men, and
that's true.
Yeah, so
that's
you'll
true.
have that too. Open up
He's on a shuttle to Mars.
We got a
Mars man.
We got a blank Mars men list.
The Moon Men. Dropping loads in outer space.
And
off he goes to the planet
so,
known as Uranus.
Planet Uranus is actually going to have like the bus players. It'll have like 5 to 10 bus players.
Actually, I'm guessing that Bijan will probably be one of the first ones you put on Mars. You're going to graduate them rather quickly from
the moon
to Mars.
Dropping loads.
Yeah, but didn't last year we kept them on both. So part of me wonders if I'm going to take anyone off or just like say that they're the elite.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars men.
All right, let's put Bijan on the Mars men shuttle now.
Loads dropping and spinning aimlessly.
Why are we
in
waiting?
space.
Why are we even waiting? Like that's dumb.
Yeah,
He's one of my favorite. Yeah, we're not waiting. Okay, first Mars man. I just don't know if I want to take him off the Moon Man list.
The Moon Men.
Like
He's
they're gonna
on a
live on
shuttle
both.
You don't
to
have
Mars.
to.
Mars
Yeah.
men.
It's kind of like they double dip. They're such good. Mars men extraordinaires that they get to do a second. They get to extrapolate around the moon and slingshot over to Mars on a second mission. Bijan has been going to Mars since last offseason. Smitty, rock out a moon man. Rock out. You want to go on the moon real quick? Rock out. Here we go.
To the moon.
Let's put Rock out right on the moon real quick. Rock out, you can live on the moon here for a minute. Rock out, you're on the moon, pal. Next time I go back to... Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, I won't stay. Sorry, Rock out. You went to the moon. What else was I going to do tonight? We did a draft.
You got to go to Rocket's room.
Rock out's room.
Tell them about Bijan.
Yeah, let's go to Rock out's room. Hold on. Hold on, Rock out. Let me pull it up. Oh, this is Avi's room. I changed it. Rock out's room. All right, there we go. Psst, rock out. Rock out. Wake up. Charbonnet. He's a top. Rock out. Can you hear me? He didn't catch what I said. He's going to be up all night saying, Charbonnet, what? Yeah, I put the wrong coordinates on, and I got rock outs for him. Odell Beckham Jr. wants to launch. He's not going anywhere. Is this guy for real? Fox, you really think Odell Beckham Jr. is going to the moon? I'm not gonna crap on the prediction if that's your prediction, but like really, like I can't bet on Odell. There's no way I'm betting on Odell. Avi did disappear. No, Avi's been here. He's been on my Instagram, but Avi's gonna have to buy a $99 lifetime membership on the fantasyfootballshow.com because he said that Smitty, if he's a top 10, if CeeDee Lamb's a top 10 wide receiver, I will get a lifetime membership, and if not, what did I say I was gonna do for him? Oh, free draft call. Hey Fox, do you really like Odell though? I'm just curious. I'm not trying to go at you. I respect your take. Odell can't even launch on a flight. Yeah, that's true. Did you see that and get kicked off that plane, Ron?
Yeah.
Yep. I don't blame Odell for being upset because it looked like he didn't do anything wrong, like at the beginning. But then he kind of lost control, and then he berated some guy getting off. Started calling him names, and then he just ruined all opportunity to defend him. But let's see here. All right. Anything else, Ron?
No, I think that's it. We don't have no more. I doubt if they do another mitten because they'd have to fill it within one day because the game starts Saturday. So,
well, will they do a mitten returns again and again? One like will they do a? Will they do?
They might do. I don't even see after this weekend how they do a mitten because there's only going to be 4 teams left. Right?
Yeah.
So how do you do a mitten with 6 people unless you drop down the draft to four person drafts? Because there wouldn't be enough players to go.
Yeah, I mean we'll see.
With just 4.
Yeah, that will be interesting. Like, who would you draft? You know, once you get to like round, maybe they do some kind of like different version of it or something. I don't know.
Well, that's what I was saying. Drop the number of people in the draft from like 6 to 4.
Yeah, or they just do like
everybody.
Or they just call it a weekend, like championship round mitten or something like that. You know,
yeah.
I don't know.
They could do it like Royal Rumble.
Yeah. All right, Ron. Appreciate you, man.
All righty, Smitty. Take it easy. Take it easy, chat.
Later, pal.
Later.
All right, let's do one more call in, and then I'm jumping.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into thy show, and we will let you know. Ron, save some mittens for us this time. Yeah, Ron, I think, is part of the reason they go down so quickly. He maxes out really fast. I think there's a 150 limit. Ron's got like 8 cell phones, 8 accounts, times 150 each. Ron's scooping up all of them. Brady to the Raiders confirmed, says Turner. Bro, I'm telling you, Brady and A-Rod and Lamar to the Raiders feels like one of those guys is going there. Brady, Lamar, and A-Rod to Miami. One of the guys is going there. T-Law is going to be a moon man this weekend. He might be. I'm new to all this. Can someone explain moon men, please? Yeah, it's basically they're like my breakout picks, you know. Like last year. So last year I we'd say this. I started saying like
to the moon,
you know, Walker to the moon. And we talked about it so much. We said Walker's not going to the moon. He lives in the moon. He's a moon man. And then so we created
the moon man, dropping loads in outer space. The moon men dropping
So,
loads in outer space.
we created this list, Bill. Welcome, Bill. We created this list of moon men.
Space monsters.
These are all space monsters. They're all value-based guys. You know, it's not like I'm ranking my top 5 running backs or something. These are players that are league-winning for the cost of entry. And it was a laughable group. You know, I mean, I know people kind of liked A.J. Brown and Hurts. It was like they were busts, and people kind of like Lamb, and people kind of liked, you know, obviously people liked Burrow, but they laughed at us when we said he'd play the way he did. And he started off really slow, and a lot of these guys started off really slow. Hall and Javonte, that sucked, but Hall was on a mission. Walker was a 9th rounder for a majority of August, and he just, you know, fell so far. ETN was everyone laughed at that, especially at the beginning when James Robinson was going to take his job. Everyone said St. Brown was a steal. Down at the bottom, Trey and Khalil busted. Schultz had a red X on him for a while. We got mad at him, but he came back strong. But this was like a league winning group. You know, Hurts and AJ Brown were phenomenal. Lamb was straight fire. Pollard was amazing. You know, Pollard and Rashad White were really, really good. But the Moon Man list so far is this one.
The moon men dropping loads in outer space.
2023, Bill. Bijan, Gibbs,
Space monsters.
Charbonnet, all rookie running backs, ironically. And then the rest of the rest of this list, they're all sophomore wide receivers. So Moon Men is you got to be like, you know, barely able to drink to be on the Moon Man list, because you got to go to the moon. You know, you got to be responsible. Rock out. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
What's up? So what do you think could be the highest scoring game this week?
If you were here earlier when I had my mind on the championship round, I was saying the Niner Eagle game.
Right. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, my mind is a round ahead right now. If I had to guess highest scoring game, I mean, it's so tough because, like, you know, you want to say like the Niners are going to score a lot, the Dallas Cowboys are going to score a lot, but then again, the Niners defense is so good, the Cowboys defense is so good. Buffalo's got a good defense, but that Bengal-Buffalo game could be a shootout. The Giants, I could see the Giants game being underwhelming points-wise. Like, we think it's going to be Jalen Hurts scoring touchdowns all over. But it could be one of those close games. Giants just pulling a almost upset, and then either they pull it off or, you know, the Eagles barely win. KC Jacksonville probably feels like it's going to have, I would guess, the most points scored. I mean, maybe. But then again, you know, that could be all on the KC side. And maybe it doesn't actually amount to the most points scored. I don't know. I would say because I would say Jacksonville, KC. I think the Eagles, the Bills, the Niners, the Dallas Cowboys, all those defenses are capable of making it lower scoring than you would want from a fantasy perspective, you know. So I look at that Jacksonville KC game, and I don't think defense. I don't think, oh, this is going to be a defensive, you know, battle. It's going to be probably a lot of scoring. And if Jacksonville comes back, or if Jacksonville has a shot, it's going, you know, tit for tat, you know, just lots of scoring.
Yeah.
But probably Cincy, Buffalo second, or maybe tied with KC. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking Cincy.
Yeah, I mean, the Niners could have 40 points, you know, and it'd be a 40-20 game or something like that, 40-21 or something like that, 40 whatever. But if the Niners aren't blowing the Cowboys out, it's probably a low-scoring game. You know, that's kind of the way I look at it. Bills, Bengals, I mean, that could be like a 35 to I mean, it could be a 35 to like 31 game. Like, it could be high scoring. KC could be 38 to 21. I mean, I could see it being something crazy.
Yeah.
Arizona just woke up. Yeah, you're in Germany though. Congrats.
Yeah, woke up.
You just woke up. I haven't even got to sleep yet. Giants and the 7 plus 7.5, maybe Fox. That could definitely work out. Giants gonna upset him. Smitty says heating up podcast. Maybe. I'm not ruling that out. I mean, I said if they win, because it could be one of those games, man. I mean, Dable is such a good coach. If I had to pick a coach, he might be one of the top coaches I would pick to run my team if I had a team. Because just what he does with quarterbacks, what he did with Josh Allen, what he's doing with Danny Dimes, motivator. He's just a good coach. Anything else there, Rock Out? What else you got?
You like over 1.5 for T-Law?
1.5 for T-Law touchdown passes. Yeah, I like that. I mean, there are things I like a little bit better on the board. I didn't select that. When I did see it, I liked it. I think like the way you got to look at it is if they're going to win the game, he's going to have more than one touchdown. And if they're losing the game, he's going to have a nice opportunity for more than one touchdown. So
yeah, I was looking at that.
You know, like if I had to pick one way or the other, I would say, okay, anything could happen, but give me the 2 touchdowns. Yes, sir.
You didn't like any Debo prop?
You know, I do, but he you know, I could see him not getting used the way we think, and Dallas is a tough D, so it's hard for me to like bank on a number because the numbers were a little high. What was his underdog rushing yard number?
14.5.
14.5 rushing.
Mm-hmm.
What's he? Click on his name. What has he done the last 3 games? Rushing yard wise.
Okay, he had 32 last week. 4 Arizona, 21 against Tampa Bay.
And what's the number at for this week?
14.5.
Rushing.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. Because, I mean, 32, 4, 21, 5, 0, 37, 27. I mean, he's very capable of not hitting it, but lately he's been 2 times the last 3 games he's hit it. I like it, but I don't know. That's tough. I just find myself finding a different player that has a better number. You know, a better higher, lower number.
Yeah, he also has 4.5 receptions.
Yeah, but then he's had 6, 2, 4, 6, 3, 7, 2. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but the Chiefs ones were pretty good.
Yeah, I like the rushing yards for Pacheco. I like the receiving yard number for McKinnon. Wasn't it 30 something? Pretty good.
Yeah, the last card I built was the 2 Chiefs backs, Mahomes, McCaffrey, 0.5, receiving and rushing. Rushing, and then Barkley receiving and rushing.
Yeah. Did I miss anybody's super chat? I think I got Ian's.
You're good.
I think I'm caught up, yeah. All right, Rock Out. Well, I think I might bounce, man. It's been a long been on here for an hour and 20 minutes, and I've had a long day. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Rock Out. Appreciate you, man.
All right.
All right, guys, I'm going to jump. I appreciate every one of you. Please hit the thumb up button on the way out the door. There's 70 of you still here, 43 thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And more importantly than that, if I didn't get to you or you have a question later, Smitty, was the Kingdom series Korean? No. Kingdom, when you type that in, you'll find that. And you'll think, oh, this is what Smitty was talking about. Type in Kingdom. It's probably not going to be on Netflix. It will be on Peacock, I think. Or, maybe it's, actually, hold on. Let me look for it. It might be on there, or it could be on, let me look. I think it's on NBC's Peacock Network, which is a free app, by the way. Which is unbelievable. You get commercials, but who cares? Kingdom. Yep, Kingdom. Download Peacock. It's a free app. There'll be commercials, but it's awesome. Kingdom, and there's a picture of Frank Grillo with a tattoo on his arm and a black tank top, looking back, and it's kind of showing like his side profile and almost like a little bit of his back, and he's got his his 3 sons, or 2 sons, and it's MMA. It shows like palm trees, and it's so good. Like, I promise you, you will come back and say, Smitty, Kingdom was unreal. I can't believe I didn't even know that was out. What a phenomenal show. Thank you so much for telling me about it. There's no way you could watch Kingdom and not like it. It's unbelievable. I was so sad when it was over. Punch that thumb up button. Oh, so most importantly, because we're slowing down a little, we got 70 to 150 people in the live streams versus 500 or whatever. And you know, people are taking a little bit of a mini break. Some people, the less hardcore people, I can get back to pretty much every single comment within the next 24 to 48 hours of a video dropping. So this video will be up on YouTube as a replay, and I will answer, I think, virtually 100% of the questions. I might miss 1 or 2, but over the next 24 to 48 hours of this video dropping. And then tomorrow's video, for 24 to 48 hours, anybody commenting on that video, I will respond almost 99% of the time. So if you have a question later, you didn't think of it during the stream, or I missed it because there's a lot of questions being asked, I will get to you. Please drop a comment. It helps the engagement of the video, so I work really hard to get back to you in your comments, and I like talking with you. So killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Kingdom is a great show. It is so good. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll have some content for you. It won't just be the live stream. I'll upload something for like a premiere in by midday, and if there's breaking news, I go live whenever news breaks. So I'll see you tomorrow, maybe twice before the stream, or at least once before the 7 p.m. show Friday. See you all later. Appreciate you. Live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Live whenever news breaks. Live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at midnight. And I drop videos constantly. So I'll see you all later. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate you. Travis, later. Casey. Niner. Gauntlet, mitten. Yeah, we'll do some gauntlets as well. We did a mitten earlier. We did some pick'ems. We'll do a gauntlet. Thank you, Max. Appreciate you. Travis, later, pal. East Coast Tatty. Vampy. Vamp, I'm in the middle of episode 1. I've got 30 minutes left of The Last of Us. It's really good. Really good. Later, Tatty. Later, Arizona. Carry you to the championship. Nice job, Arizona. You're the man. Marquez, I want to hear about Kingdom. You better check with me after you watch it on Peacock. It's free. Download it. I want to know what you think of it, Mark. I was saying Marquez. It's Marqueasy. I don't know. Mark, appreciate you. I'll be looking for you. Ian, later. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.